Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the second day of the third European Home Improvement Forum. I don't like to speak too much in the early morning. The wake-up session is for Sanjay. As I yesterday mentioned, we have a change in our program, and I'm very happy to have you here, Sanjay. He was voted from the audience last year in Rome as our best speaker, and today, as a wake-up call, he wants to show us the DIY digital leadership, new competence in changing times, what business leaders have to know to win the game today and in the future. Sanjay, it's your stage.
Thank you very much. When I was studying mathematics and informatics in Cologne, Germany, I financed my studies by selling these types of cable. These cable connects a computer with the World Wide Web. At that time, nobody knew what implications this cable would have on the way we do business, on the way we communicate, and on what changes this cable would lead to in different businesses. Now, there are companies who say we don't need all this new stuff, this internet, mobile, social media, all this stuff. These are only some young people who are mad about it. It's just a trend, and then they throw away all the potential of this cable away and are wondering when others come up, young generation, young leaders who are ready to bow, ready to pick up the potential of this cable and use it for their business. Ladies and gentlemen, there is one constant thing in our world that we all share in common. It is a thing which is very, very important in today's time because it leads a company to success or to failure. Now, time. The most important thing we have is time. You cannot buy it. You can be a billionaire. You don't get more than 24 hours a day. Time is neutral to religion, neutral to your color, neutral to the country you are living in. It is fair. If you are poor or if you are rich, everybody has the same 24 hours a day. And it's powerful. Some people use this time. You are here, the early birds. Thank you very much for being here. Be an early bird, but never an early worm. Time is implacable and time is ticking. We are in a time-concentrated world, and we have to understand, what does that mean for our business in the DIY? Look, Henry Ford was a leader at his time because he wanted to build more cars in less time. Sony invented the Walkman. Listen to music any time. Microsoft developed a software so that we can work faster with better tools. These are companies who were led by leaders who always wanted to improve their business and improve the life of others. Internet, connect with the world at any time. Google, find information faster. Now the big question is, Social media, the next step, save time by being connected. Being connected to your friends, to your relatives, and most important, to your customers. I was just sitting there and I got a great advice. The main thing leaders have to learn is to listen. And those who are listening to the noise, to the information in the social web, they are going to use this information to grow. But the main aspect is people want more. Mobile commerce is the next step. Save time through buying from anywhere. Sitting in a train, you can buy DIY products. You can buy nearly anything you want. And the customers are demanding it. So what we need to know is, what's the next step? For a good leadership, we have to understand that it has nothing to do with technological development or technological steps. The main thing we have to understand is, what is the only constant thing running through this world? And I'm telling you, it is speed. Now look, how much time did it take for a media to reach 50 million users? Radio, it took 38 years. So we had time. Oh, let us adjust, maybe we'll start a radio commercial. Oh, we have time. Then came television, only 13 years, still enough time to breathe. Oh, there's a lot of time. Then came the internet, 4 years. Facebook, 3.5 years. And if you develop an app now, just a simple draw something app, it takes 50 days. And this speed is changing the way we have to do business. It has to change our mindset, how we have to control our business, because if you are not coping with this speed, every business will be overtaken by competitors who have understood we are always living, since the Stone Age, in times of change. The only difference now is the speed. And this speed, we have to understand and we have to implement, and the main thing is prepare your company, prepare your workers, prepare your partners for speed. Only speed will help you to understand what is happening in this world.
Now, in the New Zealand DIY category, there are two main players. People will see them as interchangeable because all they do is advertise price and promotion. Our challenge, grow sales for Mitre 10 by 3% in a flat category with a flat budget and help them break free from bugs. Our insight, when it comes to DIY, it isn't about price, it's about confidence. And Kiwis were losing confidence in their DIY ability. Our solution, help people reclaim their DIY confidence by making the process easy as bringing more people into DIY by supporting them from start to finish. So they got the job done with Mitre 10, not bunnies. At the heart of the idea was a category-first video platform featuring 80 minutes of instructional content across 24 DIY projects, from changing a tap washer to building a fence, all created through a media partnership with Television New Zealand. We wove this content across 3 sets. 1. Inspire them to start with our most receptive, shared TV viewing moments at the end of the weekend.
Then there's to pay someone else to do it, right? You don't want to be this type, and now thanks to Mitre 10 you don't have to be. Just go to the Mitre 10 website and we'll show you how it's done.
G'day, my name's Stan, and this is Mitre 10 Easy As.
This drove to step 2, inform them how. Our dedicated Easy As YouTube channel housed the content. This was accessible across a range of platforms and locations, from Mitre 10's website all the way through to in-store displays and QR codes triggering project content relating to products in each aisle. 3. Then direct them to the right tools for that job at Mitre 10, using digital project lists, in-store guides and retail media. The result, by the end of June 2013, the equivalent of 2.57 million minutes of easy-as content had been viewed, inspiring more people to DIY with Mitre 10, generating a 10.6% year-on-year sales increase and a 7% share increase, equivalent to $21.2 million in additional sales or an ROI of 10 to 1, and proving that retail can be more than just price and promotion.
Mitre 10, making DIY easy as.
Your business is on the edge of a revolution. Some will be part of the evolution, and some of you will be part of the revolution. The good news of every evolution is new things, new companies, new mindsets appear. The bad news of every evolution is some leave the world and perish. That's always the problem of every evolution. So what we have to understand is, how can such a thing be done in a company? And what are the implications for that for our leadership, for our digital leadership? Now see, the evolution is not optional. It's just part of our world. It started with the origin, goes to industry, information, knowledge, and today we are in the middle of a virtuality revolution. Be part of it, but how to do that? Now, even if you own the best technology, you may have the best heads in your company. What you need is, you have to change your mindset. You have to be prepared. You have to know what this world is talking about. If you are 10 years old, if you are 20 years old, 40, 50, 80, or even 90 years old, it is not enough to go back to your company, tell all your workers, you must change. That doesn't lead to anything. That even destroys the faith, the confidence in your company, because you know what they say? If the boss is not going to change his behavior, his knowledge, his way to move in these digital times, why should we? So that's why every organization needs a complete organizational change. And that means you have to develop a culture of change, because we are running in times where speed is the most valuable path to success. And when I go to many companies, I always hear, oh, why should we be a digital leadership? Analog leadership works well. Yes, but the times have changed. What worked 30 years ago will not work the next 30 years. It's like buying shares and hoping, oh, this share has grown for the last 20 years. It will also grow the next 20 years. That's gambling. That's not preparing for what is really happening in the world. Time magazine said, you are the person of the year. It is digital time. It is work for you. You control the information age. And I hope you are doing all well in it. Because if you don't control it, it will control you. And when I see the reality outside, this is what is happening. I talk to many entrepreneurs, many CEOs, and they say, oh, what can we do about this leadership course? I don't know, what do you think? Is there anyone we could ask? So what they're doing is not leading, because for leading you need knowledge. You know, in earlier days, this is a school picture, in earlier days competence was concentrated to this person. We all believed when we were going to school, when we were learning, when we were studying, that this person, what he's saying is right. And we followed him. In today's time, it looks like that. And the teacher saying one word, and the digital competent next generation is already checking if it's true. And this is also happening in your business. People are watching you. Your workers are watching you. The banks are watching you. And they are looking for, are they digitally competent? And digital competence is much more than just, oh, I read a book about internet, I read a book about how to use my iPhone. Digital competence in olden times used to be, oh, you see, I'm not like a boss. I am the boss. Okay, Marlon Brando. That's really 80s. You know what would happen to Marlon Brando today? He would be sitting with a kid and saying, oh, I am a digital immigrant. And the child in front of the computer saying, I am a digital native. And he learning from a young man. You know, they were born digitally. When they were in the mother's womb, they heard MP3 music, because the mothers were listening to MP3 music. And you know, I have two nephews who are digital natives. And I took them to my shelf with records. And they were laughing at me and they said, how mad were you? You bought a record, 8 songs on it, but only 2 were good. In what times did you live, poor uncle? And you know, they gave me an iPod on Christmas with all the records on it, and they said, you can delete all songs you do not like. This is the approach. And what is digital leadership? Digital leadership means we have to be in contact with these young men, because they are changing the whole way we are living. Who has children? Did you ever tell your children, you do not go to school to learn, but you are learning for your lifetime? Do you know this? Ever heard? You know what the children answer today? Mama, Papa, you are so right. We'll do a flash mob and retwitter it. This is the situation we are here. Information is multiplied in seconds. And we have to be prepared if we want to be leaders in a digital world. This is what's happening with kids. Kid coming home. How do you think my first day of kindergarten went? They didn't even have Wi-Fi. And the parents are shocked. What world are we entering here? That's reality. It's not a theory anymore. Everybody of you is using mobile phones, and luckily here at this hotel we have free Wi-Fi. That's the world. And digital leaders have understood that it's not a trend. It's not a part of, oh, some guys are doing some mad things in the web. No, it's bigger, much bigger. We are now in a digital environment, and we have to understand that we are two. There is one world, the private world. And the main thing of this private world, ladies and gentlemen, is if you are private, then you must follow certain laws. Who honestly has a Facebook private profile? I can tell you something very honestly. You do not have the time to have a Facebook private profile. What are you doing there? Are you writing, I'm sitting in a cafeteria and drinking coffee? Is that what is your message in the social web? If we are digital leaders, we have lost nothing in this social web. In private, please, and tell this to your children too, you have lost nothing in social web. In private, enjoy life. Live a digilog life, not a digital life. In private, our life is so interesting, so beautiful. Live a digilog time, a digital and analog life. You know, just yesterday this came on the market. For this digilog generation, you can put your iPhone into such a gadget and re-feel the analog world and the analog times. For the nostalgia, very good. In private life, perfect. Go out, meet people, talk to people, very good in private time. But when you want to do business, when you are a digital leader, you have to be fit in all the new changes of your markets, may they be analog or digital. So what we need is do business in a digital way. Think, react, optimize your business for digital leadership in a digital way. Now, you are not in the DIY business anymore. If you thought that, or if you're thinking that, that is 80s. You are leading an IT company. Because everything in your business is depending on IT. Here, real shops, you are using software. If you have a shop and the software doesn't work anymore, you can sell the best products in the world, but you will have trouble in collecting the money. You have a CRM system. You are collecting customer data. The only thing is, what are you doing with this? Only using it for the daily work like they used to do it in the 80s? Or are you using the data of your customers in an intelligent way? And the third thing, you have a website. And we heard yesterday we heard in the last speeches how important it is that your website has to be up to date. It has to be mobile. It has to appear on every iPhone and any gadget. It has to be ready for television. It has to be even ready for refrigerators. The next generation is already ordering refrigerators with internet access. How does your website look there? Think about it. So in this world, you cannot afford to lead your company in an analog way and hoping that nothing will happen. Hoping that you will reach the age of pension early enough so that you are not touched by the changes in this world. But I'm going to tell you, these changes are evident and daily moving. Yesterday I had a talk in the bus. It was very interesting. A young man talked to me and said, oh, he's developing an app and he needs some help. And I said, great, move one or two good ideas can change a complete branch. Imagine somebody gave you Lego, but you do not know how they fit together. Then you would be only playing around with pieces. And somebody would come and say, oh, I'm going to show you what you can do with these pieces, because they know maybe that you have never used these Lego stones. So they'd come and sell you this as the newest innovation. Look at it. If you think you can rebuild it with Lego, you only know that this cannot be because you have been playing with Lego. If you do not know how these things work together, you cannot judge in the right manner. So, with the right strategy and your knowledge, you can build anything. But without knowing that, you do not know what is really possible in your business. So, this is the new Lego world. These are the parts of a digital leadership. These are the new worlds where people are moving in 60 seconds. 170,000 minutes voice calls via Skype are being done. 690,000 search queries in Google. And 690,000 Facebook status updates. And if we do not know why they are using these networks, if we do not understand what is this world about, then we are in trouble. Because then we are only moving with the old knowledge into new markets. And that's different. That's really dangerous. Imagine you're a football player. Yesterday we were in the Bernabeu Stadium. What a great thing. Now imagine that you were playing with old rules on a field where new rules are important. And imagine you are playing on this playground, it's 1-1, and it goes into extra time in the Champions League. And your company scores the next goal. And your whole team is cheering. Because you are thinking that the rule, golden goal, is still valid. And while you are cheering, others already scoring 3 goals. The rules, ladies and gentlemen, are changing. And if you do not know which rules are changing, you cannot lead a company. Because you will always be leading the company with 80s rules. Adopt the change. I want to do a small experiment. It's early in the morning, I know. Be honest. I'll be asking you now I'll be showing you some words. And be honest, just for yourself. You don't even need to put your hands on, but just give yourself a minute of thought. Do you know what these words really mean and what effect they have on your DIY business? Microblogging tool. Think about it. Do you know what it is? Do you know how to use it for your brand? Do you know what is it all about? User-generated content. What is it about? Why is this important for my business? What does that mean? I can tell you one secret. Ask your workers. Ask the 17, 18-year-old in your company, and you know what? He'll tell you a whole story about it. What is delicious? I mean, the food yesterday was delicious, but this is something completely different. And what impact does delicious have on your business? What is a mashup? Think about it. If you do not know, my teacher, my German teacher, when I was very young, he said, Sanjay, if you ever want to write a book, you must learn the alphabet. This is your new alphabet. What is an aggregator? Do you have an aggregator? Are you using it? What is Tumblr? And why are millions of people there? We luckily have, on this convention, I talked to you yesterday, he's a digital native. Talk to them. They are not your enemies, they are your allies into a new world. What is a blogosphere? Oh my God. What is a social graph? What does that implement for your company? What is a widget? You don't have to become programmers. Nobody is demanding that from you. But the main thing digital leadership means is to learn the new tools, learn the new world. And it is independent from your age. RSS, semantic web, enterprise 2.0, vlogging. Yes, make pictures, take it home, Google it, use Wikipedia, enrich your knowledge. We are now at a time where knowledge alone is not important. The application of knowledge is important. And you are now here having the biggest chance in life to make your business survive and lead in this digital era. Workers, colleagues, and shareholders expect you to have this knowledge of today's world, because then you can build something very beautiful like that. I just had the honor to see a picture from you building a new garden center. That's it. Without knowledge, you cannot build big things. Did you notice something? If you are not leading and you do not know what is happening outside, then you are an easy bait. You know what this code Noah does? It made a video on how cosmetics are misusing animals for experiments. They made a QR code and went through all cities of Germany. And wherever they saw a cosmetic poster, they stuck a new QR code on it, showing how the cosmetic industry is exploiting animals. Who has a campaign running with posters with a QR code on it? Be honest. Okay, be careful. Just because it's new, just because there may be an agency who tries to sell it to you, it doesn't mean that you are secure. Because you have to build your own opinion. You have to be digitally competent to understand how the digital natives are using and maybe misusing this new technology. But if you do not know, you cannot decide. then you're always relying on somebody else's opinion. Build your own opinion. We are in a free world. Build your own opinion. It's your responsibility. It's your business. Do it. We are here because we are early birds, but not early worms. Remember, it's very important. If you have workers, then go to this platform. It's called Kununu. And you know, in Kununu, your workers are writing about you. Are writing about the atmosphere, writing about the fun, writing about the problems your company has. So that's the first place I would advise you to go to and find out what are your workers talking about you. Because you know, this place is visited by banks. It's visited by partners who want to know, oh, what a nice appearance of the company. But what is it all about inside of the company? And if you are not leading your workers in a digital way, they will be not taking you as a competent leader. What is the responsibility of digital leaders? There are 4 main points. First point is recruiting and controlling the right stuff. If you want to be a digital leader, you need the right people at the right place with the right knowledge, and you must learn from them. It's not enough to say, oh, I have somebody who is doing my internet. Oh, I have somebody who is doing my social web. Oh, we have an agency who is doing that. You need to at least know the basics so that you can control. You saw what happened to the QR codes. If you do not control, things can really go bad. Then automation of processes. You know, when I talk to CEOs, they always say, oh, we don't have time for all these things. And then there's a circle. We do not automate because we do not have time. We do not have time because we do not automate. 80% of all the social web, and those who attended my workshop 2 days ago here at this convention, they know now how to automate their business. They got tools to understand how the world can be made easier, because technology is never our enemy. We are the enemy because we misuse technology. But what if we would be using it for a good way, for automatization of processes in our company? The third is understanding the market changes. And it's not only the market, the consumer are changing. Of course, they still come to your stores, but you know, they are so well informed. They have already visited 50 web pages, and they ask the right questions. They exactly know what they want. They don't rely on, oh, we will get the best advice there. Sometimes they even go home and check if the advice that was given is right or not. And they are talking about that on Facebook. Give yourself more time for new ideas, and through automation you will also get more time for your private life. I'm very concerned about that because I already see that my nephews have a great problem with time because they are only online. Even yesterday when we were having nice meals, there were people who were sitting at the table, and instead of enjoying the atmosphere, instead of enjoying the company of others, were only not making pictures. Pictures, perfect. But were chatting with somebody miles away. Don't do that. In your private life, life is so beautiful. But in your business, you have to be a leader. Be a digital leader, and my experience says that those companies who have a weekly, monthly or quarterly think tank, please build such a think tank in your company. And don't make it only the board of your own people who you meet every day. What about calling a 20-year-old into your board of a brain think tank? Let them give you ideas. Talk to them what is changing outside. Staying in your own cocoon doesn't lead you to the real market changes that are happening. Digital management is not digital leadership. Don't mistake this. Many, I know, are doing digital management. They are reacting on the market, but they're not using it for innovation. They are just, oh, we heard about Facebook, we must do something. We heard about Twitter, we must do something. Oh, an app, we must do something. QR code, we must do something. That is like giving a baby a lollipop and the baby running around with you what you're saying. That's not the right sense for us in today's time. So always ask yourself, where are you, where are your customers, and where are your competitors? This is the history of mankind, starting from a hunter to a financier. And this is the history. Where are you with your business today? Are you maybe still a hunter, where your competitor is on the way to become an industrialist, an oil driller, because the markets are changing? And where are your customers? Are they really in need of a warrior? Or do they need a craftsman? Do they need a merchant? Ask them. So the most important thing every one of us has in the same amount is time. The only thing that makes one company different than the other is, how do we use time? And a digital leader understands this important sentence. Yesterday is gone, tomorrow has not yet come, we have only today. Let us begin. Mother Teresa. Thank you very much for being here. My name is Sanjay Sauldie. I'm the director of the European Internet Marketing Institute in Mannheim, Germany, and I thank you so much for being an early bird. Keep it up. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Was a good honor. Thank you.